So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the present active imperative. So, present, that is our tense, okay? Active, that is our voice. Imperative, that is our mood. So, present tense would be something happening right now, as opposed to the future or the past. Active voice, that is I or the subject is doing something as opposed to having something done to them. For example, I eat, I dance, I sleep. Those are all active voice. Imperative, this is our mood. Imperative is a grammatical term for a command or an order. So that would be, as opposed to saying you sleep, I would say sleep, eat, dance. In English, it's just that bare verb, and we don't put the subject in. We don't say you sleep in order to do a command. We just say sleep, eat, dance, sit. Those are all imperatives. So, going to our verb that we've been using, luo, which is loosen. What we have to do is we have to take off this ending here, right? We have our omega ending. That's our first person singular ending, right? This is I loosen. So we take the lu and we add our imperative endings. And there are two different endings. In English, we don't make a distinction between singular and plural for our second person commands, but in Greek we do. So our singular, if you are commanding a single person, is going to be, I'm going to rewrite that, lue, okay? Single epsilon. Now, the plural, this is where context is going to help us because the plural is luete. You will notice if we go through our present active indicative, this is the same thing, second plural, second person plural. And I'll direct you to page 48 of Athanasde where you can compare. They've got that whole chart there, and you can see that the imperative and the indicative ending for second person is the same. And this is where context is going to make it clearer. But it's usually pretty clear if a command is being given. So another thing is that you don't usually have a subject associated with that. However, just like in English, you could say, hey, you, stop that. Or, hey, horse, sit. You know, you can do the subject, but it's not required. So if with the imperative, if you're going to command somebody to do something, you're going to use the vocative because these are second person. You're talking to the person. So, for example, a person we could talk to would be a doulos, right? This is a slave. So, if we want to tell a slave, walk, go, right? Let's erase this. If we have our doulos, and then we have this word to go, to walk, we're going to use bino, okay? We need an imperative, and then we need a vocative. So we would say, oh, and this isn't translated into English, but we add this vocative indicator, I guess you could call it, this little particle, and then you'd say, oh, doule, and then we'd add a comma. Bine, okay? If we want to talk to multiple slaves, remember that the vocative in the plural is the same as the nominative in the plural. And we'll go over this more when we do the second declension video. O douloi. beinete. So in this instance, it's this vocative indicator here that tells you that we have an indicative, that we're talking to somebody, imperative, excuse me, that we are talking to them, that this is an imperative, this is a command. And context will give us more illustration on that. The imperative, there is a third person imperative, but that will come much later. For now, what you just need to know is the a versus the ate, singular versus plural. So we'll do it on a few other verbs. So if we have ago, to lead or take, and you tell one person, age, and you will see that one a lot. That one's an idiom. Just get up. Come on. Come, age. Or, in the plural, talking to a group of people, agete. We can also, maybe we're telling somebody to look at something, so we're going to use blepo, to see or to look. Okay? Blepe. And in the plural, blepete.